Welcome to A Dash of PaNash, a journey with my friends and family to explore this unique cuisine called EuroSoul. What is EuroSoul, you ask? Well, it is a fusion of Mediterranean, Caribbean, and soul food flavors. Now, doesn't that sound delicious? Well, come and join me as we look into this very unique cuisine. Hello and welcome to A Dash of PaNash. I'm Annette Runcie, your host and CEO of PaNash, EuroSoul Catering and Events. And I'm here with my son, Kimani Runcie.
Hi.
Hello. So Kimani, tell them what we have coming up.
Hi, I'm Chef Kimani, and today we have a very special guest that's very important to the history of PaNash. And who is that?
Well, we're not going to tell them yet because we want it to be a surprise. So why don't you tell them about what we're going to have for them, what we're cooking for them?
So our special guest really loves the pomegranate grilled shrimp and also the oven fried chicken with pineapple sauce.
Wow, that sounds really, really good. So we're very excited to make this special meal today. So is our pomegranate jumbo shrimp. Yes, sugarcane skewers. Did you say that?
No.
Sugarcane
skewers.
That's right. With our oven fried chicken with our honey
pineapple sauce.
And aren't we started to make that? Aren't we selling our honey pineapple sauce?
Yeah, we are selling our honey pineapple sauce right on our website.
That's
so
right.
Go get that right now.
Yes, so it's going to be a fabulous, fabulous meal for them. Can't wait. So let's go cooking.
Yeah.
So now we're getting ready to make our pomegranate jumbo shrimp on sugarcane skewers. Now you're going to need, of course, some nice jumbo shrimp. You're going to need to get some sugarcane skewers. You can find them online. You can go and just Google it. Amazon got them. But if you can't get sugarcane skewers, go ahead and get any type of skewers that we have out there. The bamboo skewers will be just fine. And of course, our pomegranate sauce is made with concentrated pomegranate juice. And then we also put some spices, some garlic in it. And we have salt and black pepper. And basically you have to reduce it. It's a reduction. Put it on the fire. You know, as you can see, he's making it, you know, reducing so that the water evaporates. So first step is putting the shrimp on the skewer. So go ahead and you skewer your shrimp. And then you're gonna throw them on the grill. It can also, if you don't have a grill, you know, this is perfect for doing when you have a barbecue or you have a grill. Many stoves right now have, you know, a grill in the middle of the stove. Throw them on there, you know, and grill them up and get it nice and brown. As you guys know, shrimp does not take long to cook. So make sure you put them on the grill. You're just really trying to get a color. You turn it over to get the nice color. And then we usually do here at PaNash, we finish it off in the oven. So before we put it on the oven, because this is our pomegranate glaze, you know, so we want to make sure we pour that on very nicely, very, you know, evenly on the shrimp, you know, and then we stick it in the oven for about 5 to 10 minutes. We are now preparing the oven fried chicken. So with the oven fried chicken, you're going to need to make sure you have chicken breast, either chicken breast or what I really recommend is chicken thigh, deboned chicken thigh. Why? Because the deboned chicken thigh is juicier, it's more tender. You would want to have your buttermilk ready. So you want to season your chicken, you know, as you normally would do, and then you want to put it in a bed of buttermilk. And typically you would want to put that overnight and have it overnight so it soaks in and it gets very tender. The chicken becomes very tender. And then you're gonna have breadcrumbs. So what we use here is panko. And so you're gonna have basically your soaked, marinated chicken, and then you're gonna basically crust it. As you will see, we're crust it, you pick it up, you crust it, make sure it's evenly on the chicken, and basically what we do here at PaNash, we drop it in our fryer, what we call flash fry, because we don't want the oils to get in there. We want to finish it off in the oven. However, many of you guys now have air fry, and so that's the best thing to do. As most chefs know, 165 is the degrees you want to make sure it's cooked at and it's at for any poultry. So after about 10 to 15 minutes, it should be ready and ready to go. So the oven fried chicken is topped with our honey pineapple sauce, and we really right now are so excited about this honey pineapple sauce. It is now available on sale on our website because we have gotten so much great feedback about how people love this sauce. And basically it's with chunks of pineapple, real pineapple. You cut up and dice the pineapple. You can buy the cans of pineapple already cut up. And as you can see, my son is putting it all together. So there you go with our honey pineapple. Okay, so we're ready to plate. We're about to plate our oven fried chicken with our honey pineapple sauce. We're gonna actually have some veggie rice, spinach rice with it. So we're gonna put the veggie rice first. Okay, here you go. All right, nice. So you guys can do your plated however you want at home, but here at PaNash, we like to plate it like this. So there's some depth. We like to plate our plate nice and clean. All right, so there you go. Oven fried chicken with honey pineapple sauce and our veggie rice. So this is our pomegranate jumbo shrimp on sugar cane skewers. By the way, these skewers are edible. So everything on this plate is edible. Any more sauce there, babe? There we go. Some parsley. Welcome back to Dash of PaNash. We are excited to have, I'm so excited to see my brother here. It's like a brother to me now. One of the first chefs of PaNash, EuroSoul, and I'm just so happy to have him, Chef Henry Lopez. So Chef Henry, tell the folks about you first before we start to talk about PaNash.
Oh my goodness.
Just introduce yourself briefly.
Well, Chef Henry Lopez, originally a Nuevo Latino or new Latin chef. So I worked for a couple of chefs in the city, a few celebrity chefs in the city, Chef Douglas Rodriguez and a few others. Before I went off on my own, worked with a lot of catering companies and began doing restaurant consulting.
Right, yes. And so, here at PaNash, we have a very unique cuisine called EuroSoul. And EuroSoul is a fusion of Mediterranean, Caribbean, and soul food. So I wanted to create something very different, and different it is, right?
Oh yeah.
As chef, right? I wanted to create something very different. Now, there's a lot of Caribbean food out there, Jamaican food, and of course, people know about Mediterranean food. Mediterranean, how healthy, the nuts and the grains and the fish, right? And of course, soul food, it's, a lot of us can relate to, a lot of blacks can relate to the culture of food through soul food, cuisine. And so I wanted to kind of create a cuisine that really brought these worlds together. And I believe that with these three worlds coming together, anybody would be able to relate to the food. If they eat it, they should be related to something in it.
Oh yeah.
With those three worlds, right? It was a crazy fusion, and I knew that when I kind of asked my executive chef at that time was Alex Askew to come up with the original menu of this EuroSoul cuisine. He was like, huh? And I think that was the same.
That was my response as well.
That was his, Chef Henry's response as well. Like, EuroSoul? How are you gonna how are you gonna bring, Mediterranean, Caribbean, and soul food fused together? How are you gonna do it? And so, but he went ahead and created, I gave him some ideas, and he created exactly what I was looking for, that fusion of Mediterranean, Caribbean, and soul food. So, Chef Henry, I want Chef Henry to tell the story about how he came here at PaNash.
Well, a friend of mine was working at a very important art gallery in Manhattan, and one of the board members was a friend of his, and had a friend of yours as well.
Yes, yes.
And talked about a new restaurant in Queens here that needed some assistance.
Right.
So he couldn't do it, so he called me and asked me if I could come out here and check it out. So I came on out. When I walked in the door, I saw the chandeliers and how beautiful this place was. And I met your husband, Titus.
That's right. That's
and
right.
he began to tell me about what they were doing in the kitchen. I'm like, huh? But as I thought more about it, the idea of fusing flavors that originated from the Mediterranean, or more specifically, Morocco.
That's right.
With European cooking techniques, French, Italian, and then on over to the diaspora, Southern food.
That's right.
And of course, it extends into the Caribbean.
Absolutely.
And so fusing all of those flavors together was truly, truly a journey. One that I'm still on, in fact. Every time I look in my cabinet and pull out things from my spice cabinet, I'm like, oh, I can put this and this together. Yeah, that's EuroSoul.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And that's how EuroSoul began. So Chef Henry was, as he just said, that's how he came to be working and to be here at PaNash as our first chef, here and help us to feed a lot of our customers, and also introducing this great EuroSoul to everyone. Yeah, so brother, tell us a little bit about your journey with food.
Oh man, well, first of all, my mom is a phenomenal cook. She worked at 2 restaurants owned by my grandmother.
Wow.
It was a Puerto Rican restaurant in Spanish Harlem, and the other one was in the Bronx. And my mother spent several hours there a day cooking foods. After a while, she went back to what she was trained. She was a seamstress. In fact, she worked as a sample maker. She worked with Donna Karan before Donna Karan was anybody.
Yeah.
So it was back in the day in the garment district. There was a lot of different people that she would meet, and met a lot of different cultures, and always would come home with different foods. And of course, I was a taster. So I learned Hungarian foods and Chinese foods and Filipino and all kinds of really ethnic foods.
Right.
But interestingly enough, I didn't get into cooking until many, many years later. I cooked at home,
Right.
but many years later, I found myself cooking for my niece's Mother's Day event.
Right.
She had a Mother's Day event, invited me. Uncle, you've been cooking a lot at home. Could you make something for our event? Oh, sure. How many people are you gonna have? Oh, about 10 or so. About 35 people at this party. So I did it, cooked it. It was great. Everybody was impressed. So was I. I didn't think I would make such a bang. Then Father's Day came along and did it again. It was just so good. Found myself cooking all the time.
Right.
So much so that my wife gave me a gift to go to the Institute of Culinary Education for a week of fine cooking classes.
Wow.
So one day I wandered out of the class and went upstairs and found myself on the professional training class floor. Saw the guys with the tall chef hats, those were the teachers.
Yes.
And the people with the short chef hats, those are the students. I called my wife immediately and said, honey, I know what I want to do.
Right. Wow.
Yeah. And I went to school there and graduated and found myself working in a couple of kitchens in Manhattan.
Right.
And learned a lot. Opened my first restaurant as the head chef in in downtown Brooklyn.
Right.
It was called Loose Restaurant.
Right. I
L-U-Z.
remember that. Yes. Yes.
And I was there a few months, created the menu. And I thought it was just going to be what it was, just a restaurant in an up and coming neighborhood. Little did I know that fame would follow. Time Out magazine showed up, ate a couple of nights, and then revealed themselves. Oh, we've been eating here a couple of weeks now. We want to do a feature on you.
Wow.
A couple of months after, they took pictures and everything. A couple of months after that, the owner walks into the restaurant with the magazine open, showing it all over the place, running around, crying and screaming, happy, happy. My food was featured on the front page of the restaurant section. And after that, it's just history.
Fabulous, fabulous. So you see why I had to grab him up. I had to bring him in to the PaNash, team. He was just a perfect person to make the PaNash EuroSoul Cuisine, because as he said, the diversity in his, in his cooking skill, and he's exposed to diverse kind of food. I was very, very excited in talking to him, and he clearly had a passion like myself. And that's a matter of fact, I always remember what he said. He's gonna come on board to help me because he saw my passion.
Oh yeah.
For this. This was not only about making money for me. It was really the passion of this new cuisine that we brought here. Another thing that you said that I think is so important, and you and I talk about it a lot, is investing in your craft. A lot of you folks go out, like right now, especially in a lot of Jamaican, and Caribbean kitchen, they say, oh, they're chef. And, and to me, that's like an insult to a chef. You're a cook. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
You're a cook. A real chef invests time in school, in whatever, in time in learning their craft. And so, what are your comments about that? I want you to tell
my goodness.
Because I know you and I have this conversation all the time about that.
I met a few guys that came in here to interview for jobs.
Right.
And one guy came in here with Master Chef on a business card and on his resume. And I said to him, do you know that Master Chef is a real title? Did you know that? Oh, that's what they call me. Dude, you can't go around advertising yourself as a Master Chef and you don't carry that title. Do you know what it takes to become a Master Chef?
That's right.
There's a week-long exam just to get that title.
That's correct.
And I met so many people like that just talk about, and the minute, you in the kitchen, you in the craft, you know what somebody's about the minute they pick up the tool. So the minute they pick up a knife, you can tell, oh, this guy's an amateur.
Yes.
The minute he picks up a knife and picks up a tomato or potato and starts to cut, say, oh, this guy's an amateur.
The way they cut, they hold a knife,
the way they
everything.
hold it, no,
yes,
that's not it.
You can tell right away between the difference between a cook and a chef.
Yeah.
Right away. It was very important, again, for me, to have a true professional, in my kitchen. And Chef Henry represented that. And I was so excited to bring him on board because creating of this EuroSoul Cuisine was so important to me. For me, like growing up in Jamaica as a young, as a young girl, last of 7 kids, being around the dinner table with my dad, as one of my inspiration. He was one of the cooks, and my sister. And we used to talk about all the time about how we want to have a restaurant. We want to have this restaurant going. And I just wanted to create something, again, that anyone can identify with. I wanted to also make our food, healthy.
Yeah.
So that's why the Mediterranean part came in. Because right now, if with soul food and Caribbean food, it's very heavy, with oil, a lot of starch, and so we wanted to kind of make it a little bit lighter. We wanted to make it, a little healthier, for our community. So that's how we came up with the EuroSoul. And so tell me what one of your favorite, EuroSoul dish.
Oh my goodness.
That you like to make in the kitchen.
So I'm big on plating interestingly. Just something that's I like looking through different industry magazines and such and experimenting with what a plate can look like. So one of the favorite dishes I created here was a fillet of red snapper. Mm-hmm. And that dish was plated really, really interesting. We would fillet a red snapper, a relatively large one, and then we would take the tail, cut it off, and cut off the head. And after we would lightly cook it in a pan, we would take the head and the tail, fry it up to make it stiff. I would make the tail fan out, push it through the mouth,
yes.
It would stand up. It would look so interesting.
Yes.
Really striking. But what I liked about that dish, not only was its presentation, but what we served it with, the mixed veggies, and sometimes with the rice and peas.
Yes.
And gave it a good look, good, healthy, but everything was also light. My other favorite dish was the EuroSoul kebabs.
Yes.
I think that was the epitome of EuroSoul.
So, that's correct.
Because you got pork, you got lamb, and you got chicken.
That's correct.
The pork was jerk pork,
That's
The
correct.
lamb was a Moroccan flavored lamb, and the chicken was a barbecued lamb.
That's
And
right.
it all sat on a bed of steamed vegetables.
That's right.
Excellent dish.
Excellent. That's one of our staple, EuroSoul Cuisine here is our, kebab trio, right? As you said, jerk pork.
Jerk pork
We have the
Moroccan lamb,
and
the barbecue chicken.
barbecue chicken. That's
And I
right.
like bringing it out with a sizzling plate.
That's right. The meal that we actually made today for you guys, right, is our honey pineapple chicken, right?
Ooh, nice.
You can't have this was our southern influence that we wanted to bring, to the table today. It is our oven fried chicken. You can't have a southern,
Gotta have some fried chicken.
Yeah, you have to have some fried chicken.
Gotta have some fried
So we
chicken.
try to make it, a little healthier and do the oven fry. And so we do an oven fried chicken with our honey pineapple sauce.
That's a serious sauce.
Yes, that's some serious sauce. And by the way, we're making the sauces
Yes, I
now.
know. Mhm.
And we're selling our sauces now, and we're so excited about that. Yeah, so we have our oven fried chicken with our honey pineapple sauce. And of course, remember the pomegranate jumbo shrimp?
Yes.
You've made that a million times.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we have that made for you
Oh.
today.
I'm in for a treat. Huh?
Yes, you are here for a treat.
All right.
So we will be having for you today our pomegranate jumbo shrimp on our sugarcane skewers, because that was
Yeah. I would like to see people gnawing on that sugar cane after they eat all the shrimp.
That's right. So that was very, very different. Many people weren't used to having sugarcane skewers and be able to eat it. So that's what we're gonna have for our appetizers. And of course, we're gonna have as our entree, our oven fried chicken with our honey pineapple sauce. So let's go get some food.
Sounds
Let's go
fun.
eat. All right, so it's time to eat. Oh my God, it's that time. It's the best time of the show, right? Yes, food time. All right, so we have with our special guest that we have prepared this fabulous meal for is our Chef Henry Lopez and our Chef Peaches, as we call her, but she'll tell you more about herself. But first, I want my son, the Chef Kimani, to talk about what we made specially for our guests this evening.
So today we have the oven fried chicken with our signature honey pineapple sauce with a bed of spinach rice and also some sauteed cabbage, green peppers, and stuff like that. And then for our appetizer, we have our pomegranate shrimp with sugarcane skewers.
That's right.
Very succulent, very flavorful.
Right, and those sugarcane skewers we can nibble on afterward too. Yeah. Yes, so Peter, before we dive in, we're gonna dive in and eat. But before you dive in, why don't you tell them a little bit about you and how you came here at PaNash, how you got here.
Well, Chef Henry called me one day and he was like, Chef Peaches, I met this wonderful couple who has this beautiful restaurant out in Rosedale. I'm like, Rosedale? Rosedale where? Where is that? Out in Queens. I've never heard of it. I was like, in Queens? And I was like, oh, okay. So he's like, it's Southern. She wants to infuse Southern with Moroccan and Caribbean. I was like, wow, that sounds amazing. So I was like, oh, Henry, this is gonna be so much fun for you. He was like, for me? He's like, I was thinking about you. I was like, who, me? He's like, yes, Peaches, I think it's a perfect match. And I'm like, well, let me think. I said, I do know Caribbean. My mom is from the Caribbean. My father's from the South. And I was like, Moroccan. I said, that's in our soul. I said, you know what? Come on, I said, I want to meet them. So we came out here and I was like, this is kind of far. I said, but it's okay. And let me tell you something. When we pulled up, I was like, it looks beautiful from the outside. When I came inside, I was so amazed at the decor and the chandeliers and everything lit. I was like, this place is so beautiful. I was like, look at the ambience. I was like, yeah, I want to work here. So I said, okay. So we had our interview downstairs. I met with Annette and Titus. And let me tell you, they grilled me. How do you know this? Do you know this? Do you know how to do that, this, that, and the other? Anyway, long story short, it was a beautiful beautiful match, and it was a wonderful marriage. And they was like, we would like for you to be our chef, and I was like, yes.
So we're just so excited to really be able to treat you guys today, you know, to this meal, to have my son, right? Like, let's see, because Chef Henry, you know, helped and, you know, him, because he was
mentor,
in,
And
because
inspired him.
That's
Yes.
right, because while he was in school, and you know, Chef Henry was the one in the kitchen, and so he was only in down. So when Kimani came out from school, he was here to be kind of like what we call it, like little what do they call
Sous
it?
chef.
Sous chef. That's right. That's right. Was like a sous chef to Peaches at the time. So we're just so excited to have you guys. So we want to have them start to taste some food now.
Oh yes.
All right. So dig in. We want to see, you know, if how my son did. I want you guys now to be able to say, how did my son do now in this food? Did he follow well in your footsteps? All right.
The plating is very, very well done.
Thank you.
I learned from
Look
the
how
best.
beautiful it is.
Yes.
So beautiful.
Chicken is fried, is oven cooked nice and even, and the sauce looks good.
It does.
Yeah.
Very good.
Good consistency.
Yes, it does. And
So
look
let's see how this thing tastes, right?
look at the pineapples. I love the pineapples.
Oh, it's tender.
Yes, that's because it's soaked, right?
That's right.
It's soaked in buttermilk, if you remember, right?
That's right.
Yeah, we soaked it in buttermilk, you know, and you know, to get that really juicy part.
Yes. I
Yeah.
have to
So
get
ready?
that sauce.
Let's go. Yeah, let's
I'm
get
a
some of that
sauce
sauce
girl.
on it. Yeah. The crunchy outside with the.
And it has a kick. It went down my spine.
That's good. That's very good.
Excellent.
See how it goes with the rice.
Yeah. Let's taste the rice. It's one of like, it's kind of like, you know, we're evolving with the rice. So we make a different flavor. We have spinach, we got, you know, corn, all kind of stuff mixed in the
The
rice.
spinach comes across really strong.
Yes,
It's
it's
good.
spinach rice.
Tastes healthy.
Yes, it's
Healthy.
That's what it's about
Yeah.
here. So very, very excited.
All
So
right.
yeah, so guess what?
Very good.
We're gonna go and just start to chat and eat, you know, some of this good food.
Might get some of that red velvet in there.
And welcome, that's right. But we have dessert for you guys too. I mean, we didn't, you know, we have some.
Put out all the stops.
That's right, all the stuff.
my
We got some
God.
red velvet,
And then we have a banana bread pudding right here.
which is some of our specialty that we make here at PaNash for the dinner. So after we eat chow down, we will be basically, hopefully, you know, topping it off with our dessert.
Okay.
So let's do a toast. Yes. So here to a dash of PaNash.